Good morning and welcome back to our show. This is The Different Perspective and I am your host, Leah Njahi. And today we're going to talk about um, our relationship that we have in most of our lives, but we just never take too much time, or we don't get into these relationships with intent. We just somehow find ourselves in them, and we have not curated it to be one that serves us in a mutual beneficial kind of way. And what I'm talking about today is friendships. Most of us find ourselves into social circles that eventually end up into a friendship situation. I'm prompted to talk about this because I have come to understand that most of us mistake other sort of relationship to be friendships, right? You have your colleagues at work, you call them your friends. You have your acquaintances, you call them your friends. You have people that you hang out with whenever you want to go drinking. You hang out with them and you call them friends. And I think we have just diluted the term friendship, and we want to attach it to anyone that we hang around with. And I don't think, this is my perspective, I don't think that should be the case. We make friendship easily when we are younger, and the people that we get to surround ourselves with when we are young, in our teens, and just getting into adulthood are the people we will spend most of our times for the rest of our life with. So you must be very intentional with those kind of people. You don't want to keep people around that drain the soul energy out of you. It's costly. And we know this. You see, this is the most interesting thing. We know this, but each and every time we compromise because we don't want to be by ourselves. What I have come to realize with my years here on earth and experience, I have come to know that sometimes you have to spend time alone to do an introspect, just to find yourself, get to know the things you want from friendships, the kind of people you want to associate yourself with. Do they cause you to grow? Do they cause you to look at life differently? Do they bring progression in your life? Is it a positive energy? Do they charge you positively? What behooves me is we surround ourselves with people that we're not intentionally picking. Then when things go south, we're looking to blame those around us. I think it's not fair that we point fingers to all the things that people have done as wrong and fail to look at ourselves and ask ourselves the very fundamental question that what is it about us that keeps attracting this kind of people? People you're not proud to be around, people you can't go to with your struggles, people you can't sit with and see what is our plan 5 years from now. Yeah? Because the truth is, age is catching up with all of us. Age is catching up with all of us. And as we grow, this relationship that we formed as growing up, they're the ones we will be riding on for the long run, okay? Therefore, we must be very intentional about them. Let me cite an example, and I picked this from TikTok. That's why I'm recording this for the YouTube and doing it live on TikTok, because this question particularly arose from the TikTok live. And he said, what do you do with fake friends? And my question is, how do you identify fake friends? And how do you get to call them your friends if they're fake and you're not? You have to look at what side of you keeps them there. What side of you do they feed on? Once you find that, you're able to do the inside work, polish that. If it's a part of you that attracts them that is not a trait that you are proud of, you need to work around that. For you to attract better, you need to be better. It's not the other way around. It's not the other way around. For you to attract better, you need to be better. When you elevate your vibration from within, when you're communicating and interacting with people from a higher level of energy, you will attract those that you are alike. And for you to get there, you have to You have to put yourself through the work. It's not waking up one day and saying, well, I want to pick better friends, and you still do things that are self-betraying. Yeah? What true friendship looks like is someone that will offer positive criticism. They won't watch you go off the rails and not say something about it. They're not people who marvel when you're in a distasteful situation. They're not people that their egos are bruised when when something good happens to you. True friends are people you should be able to talk to when good things happen to you. You know, kuna watu saa zingine vitu zikikufanyikia fiti hautaki kuambia mabeshte yako because you think they're gonna be jealous, or they're gonna look at you some type of way, or that thing won't come to fruition just because they know. You shouldn't keep them around. For what? True friends should want the good from the best side of you. It's easy to want bad and downfall for people, but if you find people who want the good end of you to progress positively, those are for keeps kind of people. So when things happen to you too fast, and you don't have a balance, this is where friends come in. Friendships, they give you balance. And that is not to say that they are not changing. Just like any other relationship in your life, your romantic relationship, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with your parents, your relationship with your colleagues, your relationship with your staff, it keeps changing, okay? You need to have friends who can accommodate that. They know that we need to keep reintroducing ourselves, because the me now is not the me that I was 5 years ago, and it's not the me that is going to be. It's gonna be here 5 years in the future. True friends should be able to accommodate the growth, the differences, and should you even part ways? It's not we're parting ways because you're a bad person and I'm a good person. No, we're not speaking the same language. So until we are able to speak the same language, let's take a break. You know, it behooves me how we want to treat other relationships around us with so much seriousness, and our friendship, the place where we take a reflective look at ourselves, we want to treat it so casually. You are an aggregate of the people you surround yourself with. It's a blend kwanza. You are an aggregate of the people you surround yourself with. So be very intentional with that, and don't take it so casually. In a very big way, they end up influencing how you perceive life. And you want to make sure you're looking at life from a very positive space. A lot is happening. You cannot get caught up in the rabbit hole because of the people you surround yourself with. And you have no one to blame. You can't blame anyone. See, the thing, we humans, we like to act like we're so selfless. Like like we are so helpless that we don't have a choice in the people that we surround ourselves with. But we actually do. We just don't have the courage to do the right thing for us. I like what Jordan B. Peterson says. He says, treat yourself like someone you're responsible for, somebody that you love. Kama some of us tunajulikana to be people pleasers, just because kitu kifanyikia mtu mwenye unapenda, you will go above and beyond to make sure you come through for them. But you can't do the same for you. You're the one person you're stuck with in this whole entire life. You're the one person you look at your own demons with this whole entire life. Why would you do yourself like that? Don't you have enough compassion and kindness inside of you? You see, that open heart, that love that you extend to others so easily. Could you just get a quarter and just give to yourself? And loving yourself is really not that difficult. The first steps is you just need to acknowledge. First of all, you need to be very aware of the things that you do that cause you to self-betray. And you can analyze this by the people that are around you. The people that you associate yourself with tell more about you than you think. So is it we're just cruising through this life like we are so clueless? Hell no. Most people, when they're having conflicts in their other relationship, the first person they come to offload and to confide in is the friendships that they have. So why do you want to treat that like some dustbin? Some of us don't have parents. Some of us have our relatives are so far. So why then would you just have anyone for a friend when you can get to choose the qualities that you look for in the friendships that you associate yourself in? And remember this, you may delay this or procrastinate it as much as you want, but the thing is, at some point you have to deal with yourself for the people you are around. You have to take responsibility and accountability. There's no two way for it. So you can take up to 10 years, but at some point you have to face yourself with that. Let's be very aware of the people that we let into our lives. If they're not gonna be there for the long ride, why are you having them? Kila mtu amekuja kwa hii dunia peke yake. At some point tutaenda tu sote. Mbona unaogopa kuluzu watu? Why do you have to always be the one that has to change yourself? You have to be another people when you're with your friends. That is also another telltale sign. Like ukienda kuwa na mabeshte wako, you have to morphosize into somebody else. Like those superheroes. You have to change into something else for you to fit in with your friends. Manze, tuache kujidanganya, okay? And if it calls for you to be alone for a bit of time for you to realize the kind of traits you're looking for in a friendship, sawa. Just like any other relationship, you have to find someone with a temperament you can contend with. Mwenye unajua mtakosana, hataenda kuambia kila mtu huko kenye imefanyika. Someone who is able to take conflict. As a friend, you're not supposed to be perfect. Kwanza friendship ni watu wakosanangi, mimi sijui kama hizo ziko real. You have to be able to have a conflicted situation and see how you maneuver past that. Then you're able to tell whether this person is someone you still want to do 5-10 years with. Without conflict, you can't really see people for their full character or for fully who they are. Things need to be a maze for a bit. Friendship needs to be tested. Are this like a lifetime kind of right people, ama? And the people you make friendships, says age yetu, ando tuta right now maisha. It's hard to make friendships when you're 40, when you're 50. It's difficult. People are so immersed into their own individual lives. Yeah? With that said, if there's anything you should take home today, is you need to be very aware, very alert, very conscious with the friendship that you attach yourself in and the people that you proudly call friends. If you count them on 5 fingers, you're very blessed. But sometimes you just need one. One that gives you balance in this life. One that checks your ass and tells you, hey, hapo hivyo sasa umekuja sana. One that will applaud you when you're doing good. And when you're having a bad situation, they would listen and not outdo how bad your situation is. You have to surround yourself with people who can listen and comprehend. And you have to surround yourself with people who are your mirror. And you, their mirror. People who constantly want you to improve as they improve. People who will hear opportunities and they will pass it on to you. Na wasiogope ati huyu atanishinda. So I want you to take time. Sit with yourself. Have an honest conversation with yourself. Take stock of everyone that you call your friend. Take stock of that. If they compliment you, good. If they drain your energy, you really need to reevaluate that list. If you truly want to do something, if you want to do better in this life, you also have to change your surrounding. The one you have control over. And friendships is one of those. So don't just be a victim of a situation ati oh, sasa nitafanya nini nao ndio mabeshte wangu. Boss, Wake up. Wake up, people, wake up. Wake up. Time is passing. You cannot just be asleep. Wake the fuck up. So until next Wednesday, I want you to be very alert, very aware, very intentional. TikTok, very intentional. Tuache kuishi maisha ni kama umepewa sub na msee kumuishia maisha yake. Ni yako na ni moja. You have to be a master in your own life. You really have to be. Who are you gonna blame? You have no one to blame. It gets to a point where you have to be accountable for your action, for your thoughts, and for your surrounding. And once you start being accountable, you start tweaking and turning places that need work. And you get to improve yourself. It's not supposed to happen overnight. But being able to say no, I think is a superpower. Not because of ego, not because you want to be known as the hardcore person. No, because you comprehend that as I'm saying no, it's because I'm choosing me. And let me tell you, when you do things that cause you to grow, they will break your heart here and there. And you must also allow yourself to grieve when you lose certain friendships. Because as you're grieving, you're making peace with the part of you that is dying. You know? The one that kept them there, the one that attracted them to you. You're also saying goodbye to that version of you, saying goodbye to that side of it's dying. And there's nothing easy about death. So the grieve it. Mimi siambianga watu ati oh, stay strong for who? If you're feeling pain, the only way out is through. Grieve the loss of the friendship. But if it's gonna adjust you or elevate you to something better, it's worth it. I don't know why people act like if you lose friends, it doesn't hurt. It does. People don't want to talk about it, but it fucking hurts. You've known someone for what, 5, 7, 10 years? You've committed a part of you to them. If you lose them, you lose a part of yourself. Allow yourself to grieve, and nobody should tell you how you should grieve until you come through the other side. Make sure you deal with it. Remember, the only way out is through. And make peace with it. Forgive them. Forgive yourself. And remember that in this life, in as much as our thinking can be very skewed sometimes and very limited, I want you to know nothing is personal. Nothing is personal. So even the friendships that you lose, it's not personal. It's growth. In life, you have to change. You have to be somebody else you have to be something else that you haven't met. And that calls for shedding of skin. And what shedding of skin looks like is losing people that are baggages around you. People who don't cause you to bloom. People who don't feed your ground. If you have to cry, cry through it. It's like a breakup. It's not a romantic relationship, but it's a very key component of your human life. Cry through it. I don't love nobody dictate for you how you're supposed to grieve a certain relationship. But you should see the brighter side. If it's something you're doing for yourself, self-improving, you're gonna be okay. Yeah? You're gonna be okay. So don't worry. We lose friends, we gain some. We lose people, we gain some. Au kuzaliwa na msee. Na si a must. It's not. The relationship that you find yourselves in, they have to be mutually beneficial. They has to be a symbiotic relationship. It's a give and take. It needs to be places where you can go and refill yourself when you've been drained out there. That you can sit down with someone that you call a friend, even if it's just one. Imetosha. One is more than enough. You sometimes just need one solid person in this life. One solid person. But in order for you to think this through, I have unsuccessfully looked for your attention from 2019. Revise your strategy. Sorry, that's TikTok. Bottom line is, take baby steps. Pray for courage, that as you choose, that you choose wisely. Na si ati tujuangi, tunajuanga ni venye tunaogopa. Now that you know better, now that I've told you better, go do better. It will be such a great injustice to yourself if you keep seeing the red flags around the people you associate yourself with and not do anything about it. You keep just adjusting your boundaries for you to attract quality people in your life. You yourself, listen to me, you gotta be quality. You've got to be quality. You can't ask for quality when you yourself are still a mediocre. It don't work like that. If you're sitting next to people who are constantly complaining, you'll be the sixth. If you're sitting next to 5 millionaires, you'll be the sixth. Your environment, your surrounding improves to the level of the people that you surround yourself with. And I know this may look like theory, these are things in the books, but you know it's true. You just want to downplay it. So for how long are you going to lie to yourself? Huh? Is it worth it? The misery, the pain, the anger, the resentfulness. It don't help nobody. It's draining the life out of you. You have an option. Fucking choose. Fucking choose. You cannot. There's nothing anyone ever benefits from being in a victim situation. And this is not to say we don't go through life. We fucking go through life. But we also realize we have the power of choice. You can forever stay in the victim situation or mindset, or you can choose, oh, fuck it. This is life. It's happening for me and happening for the other person. It won't stop with me. It will continue to happen. What am I going to do to make my situation bearable? Yeah? What is the meaning to your suffering? Because even that person who stays victim, people run away because it gets old. That shit gets old. No one wants to associate with someone who's constantly demeaning and self-loathing and kwa hivyo ndo kila kitu ilifanyikia. Wewe ni nini ulifanya hizo vitu zikifanyika mbaya? Take accountability. For growth to happen significantly, you have to be accountable. People can only wrong you so much. But there's a part of you that is allowing the wrong. But because we don't want to look at that, because it's always easier to point the finger outside. Nothing great ever comes from that. You need to want to elevate yourself so bad that you're willing to pay the price. You're willing to make the sacrifice. You can't be looking at people and you admire them, you want to be like them, but you don't want to do the work. It's never happened. And you know this. I have told you, somebody else has told you, people have told you. Find a place to begin with. Let it be conscious. Let it be intentional. You can't be a victim for life. There's no reward for that. There's none. There's no pride in being a victim. There's none. Grieve and do better. Grieve and improve. We take so many things to heart. So many things to heart. Yeah, some of them is just a waste of time. Plus, we are not that special. Imagine the whole entire universe. Kwanza hii dunia saizi iko na 8 billion human beings. You just think you as one, life has just put a pause for everyone else just to conspire against you. Apana. When you change how you view suffering, the quality of your life changes as well. Wake up. You've been asleep for too long. Yes, people will wrong you. Yes, that is part of life. But what's your play in that, in things going wrong? As you point, 2 are pointing, 3 are pointing towards you. Look at the 3. Goodbye and make a choice. Either choose to live a miserable life and don't complain about it because you're not doing anything about it, or go through the pain and do better. You have a choice. Either way you are right. Maisha ni yako. Hakuna mtu taipea tano akuja kuishia maisha yako zi. And you can only lie to so many people. Tadanganya watu kuinje, but the moment unarudi kwa nyumba yako senye ni wewe peke yako with your head, with your situation, with your own reality, pale ukiwa peke yako, you know where you stand. Fucking make a choice. Being a victim has never gotten anyone anywhere. People can only feel sorry for you, and to a certain level. Then what? People have their own lives to deal with. We can't control life or things that happen around us, but we sure have a choice on how we maneuver through that. Don't forget that. Yeah? We're gonna have days that it's gonna be intense, days that it's gonna be hard, but it's because this is the necessary evil. We need to do this. We can talk about sex all we want. We can dance all we want. Our souls are degenerating because we're not working on it. We're not working on it. Go improve yourselves. Bye.